All right, and we're back. Absolutely, yep, you're live. Just a little bit. All right, I'm ready on time when you are.
Game that you can use to make friends. There are 4 types of skill games. Alright, I'm going to try and just do a very quick run-through of everything done in the past 3 minutes. This is a sequel to Pokepark Wii Peach's Adventure. It's a Gen 5 game. Piplup, and I like Piplup as a Pokemon, but in this game, he's a big idiot. The 2 Pokemon at the very beginning are the major legendaries of Gen 5. They were being very vague because storytelling. I got berries, which are currency. I can get berries by befriending Pokemon and finding them in places. To befriend Pokemon, which is something I need to do a lot in this, I need to play skill games. Skill games include chases and battling, are what we're going to be doing in this run in order to make friends. However, on top of that, there's also hide and seek, as well as quizzes. And then there's also a few special cases, such as Maractus, which you need to do like a special escort mission for. But again, the only thing we're going to be doing in this game in terms of skill games are battles and chases. This is going to be our first battle against Timber. We just learned how to use Thunderbolt, an attack where we hold down the 1 button. I should mention this is a sideways Wiimote game. But I messed up Timber because you always mess up the easiest fight in the game. The main thing we do in battling is actually not use Thunderbolt, but we just keep spamming the 1 button against an enemy, and we can do what's called the dash combo, where I do that little combo thingy that you saw me do. It's fast, and it's good. I don't really have any other reasons as to why we use it a lot, other than it's the best thing to use. There are some cases where it doesn't. This game does have types. It's a Pokemon game. So certain attacks will be good against certain enemies. So like, for example, if there's a water type, I'm probably going to gravitate towards Thunderbolt compared to something else. Yeah, there are no humans in this game. It's just Pokemon. Speaking of which, we're going to get our little view through Pokepark after that tutorial is our opening cutscene, where we're going to see birds fly around everywhere. To kind of learn the landscape, see some characters, see some birds. I always like some birds. That Tepig is on a bird. He's so cool. He's actually my least favorite character in this game next to Piplup. Besides the point. I hope you guys like trains. I think they're pretty cool. Wow, look at that guy. He's such a show-off. Spinning that thing around. I also hate that guy, that big golem guy. I'll talk about why. Snivy's pretty cool. She's sassy, so I like her. Also, I should point out, before people get mad at me for stuff, every Pokemon in this game does have a set, like, gender. So, like, there are Pokemon that are specifically referred to as male and female. So, I'm not making up this stuff myself. This is in-game stuff. I know some people don't like that. I'm not a fan of when people do that. So, I'm just using canon stuff. This game has a pretty deep lore of Pokemon. This is, like, actually really surprising how deep some of the lore with what certain Pokemon do in this game. Piplup and Pikachu are now at the ocean. Which is where they're going to play together. However, nobody's playing on the beach right now. As you see, everybody's gathered around this spot. So we're going to watch Piplup run all the way over to the meeting, and then run over ourselves. Timber, get out of my way. That's something in this run. Pokemon like to just run in random patterns, and sometimes they'll run right in your way. Sometimes they'll be small enough for you to just knock out of your way while dashing. Sometimes you'll bonk into them and just lose time. And sometimes you'll bonk into them, and they'll get mad that they'll bonk into them, and initiate a battle with you that you can't get out of, and you have to give up as soon as, like, the timer goes down, which sucks. So during this cutscene that we just had here, we got introduced to Wish Park. Wish Park is kind of going to be a big thing in this game. Right now, it's advertised by Crocorock and Sandisle as an all-you-can-eat cake amusement park, which, why would we not go to that? I don't even have a joke. Like, why would we not do that? So, here we're gonna have a cutscene with the main character, Oshawott, who... character. I don't hate him. He has a lot of flaws, but he tries his best. He's gonna try and get berries from us, so that we, he can enter Wish Park, because the fee is 10 berries. We're not gonna give him berries, because Piplup tells us not to, even if we say yes to giving him berries. To get me and Piplup into Wish Park, we do need 20 berries, which, due to getting berries from Piplup and Timber's skill games, we're guaranteed to have, so it's not like we can be stuck out of this part of the game. You might notice I do a lot of jumping before talking to NPCs like this. It's because if I run into them, I bonk. And bonking is slower than just jumping to kill your run speed before talking to an enemy. And also skidding to a halt is very slow while dashing. And kind of uncontrollable when you're trying to just randomly switch your direction entirely. But now we're going to have the poster portal open in order to get into Wish Park, which is a magical place with a pretty cool loading zone. That's something I mentioned, I think. I mentioned that there were loadings screens in this game. One thing I didn't mention in this game is that loading screens are adorable. So that's great. Look at this Pikachu. Look at how happy Pikachu is in this. Oh my god. Oh, hey. I just got tweeted about. I'm so famous. Alright, so this is Wish Park. It looks really cool. It's a place, I guess. It's what I do. Come on. Can't stop me. It's not like I'm doing anything important. I'm literally watching a cutscene, no dialogue. So here we're going to meet the first worker of Wish Park after Piplup talks about how everything is made of cake. Because that was not immediately obvious. But here we have Gothita. Gothita is a cute little gremlin. And she's trying to sell us on Wish Park, which we're already pretty sold. I'm too ugly to take mid-run selfies. Sorry. But yeah, we're gonna meet up with some of the people at the meeting, and we're gonna go to play Cake Contraption. Here we're gonna learn that Wish Park and Pokepark are different things. Which isn't important, but Pokemon are gonna get trapped in Wish Park. I'm gonna just spoil that. Wish Park is not it's a bad place where bad things happen. But it looks cool, so what's the harm in getting some cake? So yeah, now our goal is to just go up to the attraction with Koffagrigus and play some Cake Contraption, which is the name of this attraction. Attractions were a big thing in Pokepark 1. You had to do attractions to make progress. Here, they have a different focus where there's way less of them compared to Pokepark 1, but they're like way grander in scale. So instead of playing like a 10-second dash game or like a 30-second race game or like a Beyblade clone weird thing, kind of like Tin Pin Slammer, if you've ever played The World Ends With You. If you haven't played The World Ends With You, play The World Ends With You. But that, we're not playing that right now. I'm playing Pokepark 2. And so, but in these games, they're much bigger attractions. There's going to be more to them. They're going to take longer, and they're going to kind of just be flashier and prettier. Some people don't like the change in that kind of style of the things. I do. I like the loading screens as well. So here is one of the two instances that we need to use the sensor bar to point at the screen. We need to shoot stuff. Actually, in this first game right here in Cake Contraption, you have no target score. So I could actually technically just not play this game at all, and I'd still be fine. But for the sake of being an entertaining person, I play them fun. Every attraction I play after this point in the game, whenever I get to play an attraction, will have a target score that I'm required to meet to progress in the game. So you have to get decent. It's usually pretty easy to meet the target scores in every, like, they're pretty kids game, so they don't expect someone with very good hands to be playing. But they're still fun, you know? It's all about having a good time here in Wish Park. That's what they're all about. They're also all about villainous things, but that's spoilers, so pretend you didn't hear that. Alright, that was our game of Cake Contraption. So, coming up, we're going to have a bit of cutscene here. We're going to kind of get exposed to Wish Park. So, Piplup's going to be like, hey, let's eat some cake, and then we're going to be told not to eat cake. So, obviously, Pansear is the villain, because he wants us to stop eating. In actuality, what Pansear is warning us about is that the cake is actually kind of, like, tainted, and if you eat it, you'll be hypnotized into just wanting more cake forever and ever. And you're going to learn this straight on in this upcoming cutscene where Koffagrigus is going to slam cake into his face. And then he's going to chase the Yamask around. So yeah, the cake's not very good. But you know who is very good? It's Oshawott. Oshawott's pretty good. I like Oshawott. Pikachu's so adorable. Oh god. This is gonna be a really weird 2 3/4 hours. Is it a retelling of the Odyssey? I don't think so, but I've not read the Odyssey. Is it his book? What is the Odyssey? I only know Mario Odyssey. I know what the Odyssey is. I just haven't, don't know anything else about it, other than it's the Odyssey. The cake is a lie. I'm sorry. I mean, the cake's not a lie. It's definitely cake. It's just, possessed cake? Brainwashed cake? Ungood cake? Alright, so, coming up we have the battle with the Yamask, where we learn Pikachu, and that is Iron Tail. So what I'm going to do in this fight is I'm going to set up a little bit, and then try and go in. I did it perfectly. That's the first time I've ever gotten a 1 tail on that fight. Okay, so the thing that I did there was I backed up a little bit to make all the Yamask approach. And I got them to the point where they were close enough so that when I jumped perfectly in the middle of them and used tail, I was able to knock all of them out of the arena with a single swipe. Which is ideal. This is my favorite cutscene in the game because Pikachu tries to do rounded turns, but they obviously did not animate the cutscene for that. So Pikachu's turning just looks ridiculous as he's running on all. I mean, they really tried. This is a well-made game, but it just looks so funny. Coming up is one of my favorite turns that he makes. They just kind of tilt his model and nothing happens. Also, I don't like Piplup, by the way. I really don't like him. But yeah, Piplup's gone now. Piplup is taken by Wish Park. And now we have a goal in this game. We learned about we went to Seasong Beach to play. We learned about Wish Park. We went to Wish Park, found out it was bad. And now we've left Wish Park, but Piplup is there. So yeah, that's our first objective now. Like 16, 17 minutes into the game, we finally have an objective. Is that we want to get Piplup back because we, for some reason, care about him. Which is totally the game character and not me speaking. But we know where everybody is now. They're possessed by Wish Park, which is a good start to saving everybody, because Oshawott's actually been working on a case of the missing Pokemon. Because Pokemon have gone missing. And we now know it's Wish Park. So we're gonna go talk to the Area Keeper. The Area Keeper's the boss. Not the cake boss, that is actually Cofagrigus. Did I just make a cake boss joke in 2018? I'm sorry. So yeah, Oshawott is reporting to the Area Keeper, SRRROC. Get it? Because SRRROC's, trying to make sure everybody in the Cove area, which is the location of Seasong Beach, is okay. So we're going to talk to SRRROC here, and SRRROC's going to be like, hey, what did you find out? And Oshawott's going to tell him about Wish Park, and then he's going to be like, alright, so we need to do a lot of stuff here. But you should probably work with Pikachu. And Oshawott's going to be like, Pikachu, you should work with you. And Oshawott's just like, no. Oshawott doesn't want that. No, Pale, it's the wrong game. He was Pale, this is not the right game. Yeah, so Oshawott's gonna be like, hey, I don't need your help. So he's gonna battle us, and if we can beat him in a battle, he will let us join him on the investigation. So we're gonna do the greatest thing in the whole game, and beat Oshawott's sorry behind to the ground, just like that. Pokepark movie. That would suck because Pokepark is actually an awesome. But once we beat up Oshawott, because I love beating up people in this game. This combat system's not very good, but it's very fun when you can just combo people into oblivion. But Oshawott becomes our pal, which basically means that Oshawott has become a playable character. A special friend, if you will. This is... How outdated will the references get by the end of the... But, moving on. So, each of the playable characters that you get in this ability. So, for example, Oshawott is a water type. So, he does water type things. One of the Oshawott water type things that he does is use water type moves, talking to the type advantages that exist in this game. We get to use more than one Pokemon type, so type advantages come into bigger play than they ever did in Pokepark 1. Also, Oshawott can swim, because he's a water type. You know who else is a water type? Alamamala. Alamamala wants us to play a game of Chase. The thing about Alamamala is that they apparently know where Krokorok and Sandile are, and if you remember, Krokorok and Sandile are the ones that dragged everyone to Wish Park. So what happened there was Alamamala actually kind of gave me a good pattern and swam into the border of the map. So she had to swim back away from out of bounds and swam right into me. So Alamamala tells us that Krokorok and Sandile are trying to advertise Wish Park to the people of Covetown. And they know how to open the portal, so we have to go get information from them because, you know, they have it. And we really need to free some dang Pokemon. So we're going to swim back to shore, and I'm going to do something that might look like something that is kind of strange, but as soon as we get out of the water here, I'm going to switch back to Pikachu. Every character in this game has a different run speed. Pikachu's is faster than Oshawott's. So, despite the animation time of changing characters, I'm going to be basically wanting to play as Pikachu all the time, unless I'm swimming. Why is Alamamala not an evolution? Perfect sense, but at the same time, I feel like they might have tried to do that to preserve the Gen 5 thing of not getting any previous generation Pokemon until the post-game, which was a really weird thing, but I did like it because Gen 5 has some great Pokemon. So, Timber is fixing the bridge to Covetown right now. Can't use it. Which sucks, because, we kind of need to go to Covetown. So, we're gonna help him. Okay, I want to actually, like, make a quick call-out post. Oh my god, that... I didn't know I had knock like that. I'd like to give a quick call-out post. There used to be a Pokemon in this route that we needed to befriend, Patrat. Where you needed to bring that beach ball over to one of the Patrat in the area. The Patrat spawn at random locations, so you could sometimes have to walk across all of the beach just for the Patrat to run back to where the beach ball spawns. Patrat sucks, one of the most luck-based parts of this run, but fortunately we were able to cut him out due to routing changes by Deathline that require less friends. Not going to explain what friends do quite yet, because the game hasn't explained to us what they do yet, but... this is a platforming section. So, this is the part of the game where you really know that the hitboxes suck. So, in this part of the game, it's kind of like a 2D-ish. Not actually 2D, but it feels kind of 2D. Platforming section where... you have to find an item. In this situation, we need to find Timber's hammer so that he can fix the bridge. It's right here. Something interesting about these portions are that it's actually easier to do character switches inside the tree stumps. Or the tree stumps, that's one of the later 2D sections. Inside the 2D sections than it is outside of the 2D sections, because the screen just fades right into the screen instead of, like, zooming in. I spoiled the tree stump. Dang it. That was a lighthouse. A lighthouse could be a tree stump if you, like, really tried. I want to get stronger. But with the hammer, we're going to go back to Timber. And he's going to fix the bridge for us. Hell yeah. And that'll let us go to Covetown. He tells us to go to Miss Revis's photo studio. We're not gonna go to Miss Revis's photo studio. I'm sorry. But we are gonna get a treasure chest with berries in it. So, yeah, we just have to continue up on the bridge to Cove Town, in the Cove area. Each area has 2 unique places to it. So, for example, the Cove area, Seasong Beach, and Cove Town. Cove Town's kind of like our main hub of the game. But we're not here to do a lot of, like, general hub stuff. We're just here to befriend, or find, rather, SRROC and Sandile, and have them give us the information of how to get into Wish Park, so that we can save everybody. So here's Oshawott, because type advantages. We want to use a water type Pokemon since SRROC and Sandile are ground types. Probably better to use a water type than an electric type. Pokemon has a type. That type affects the amount of damage each Pokemon will take. For example, friends listen to Pokepark pad to see how the type matchup. There's a type matchup in this game. We're not going to use it because I know Pokemon types. I've played this game before. SRROC is pretty easy. You just need to use Razor Shell twice. Razor Shell is kind of like Pikachu's Iron Tail. It's his shaky attack. He also has Water Gun for the charge, and then a dash combo. Oshawott's base dash combo power is more powerful than Pikachu's. And also just moves are usually better. So whenever we have to do a battle, we'll usually be switching to Oshawott, but then whenever we need to go places, we'll be going back to Pikachu just for the faster run speed. So now we know how to get into Wish Park, which is to make all of our friends stand in front of it and wish for the poster to open. So, sounds like a good idea to me. I know as little as audio as you can possibly. I'm not very... So I'm sorry about if audio is cutting in and out and stuff. I might just need to talk louder. I've been mumbling a little bit because this is a game that is... I can't take sometimes. Like, this game is just a joke. It's also pretty chill, so I don't want to be too loud. Also, my throat's hurting. I've been talking a lot. And that's why I have water. Please stay hydrated. But one thing we do before we actually open the poster portal is make... Here. This is Patillo. Petalil? Patilil? I don't know if anybody has a preference. I'm going to say Patillo. Or Petalil. Petalil. But with Petalil, you actually have 2 seconds. And it takes not a lot of time. This is kind of a joke chase, but it gives you enough friends to open the portal. So we do it. Also, we befriend one Pokemon of a type. All of that type of Pokemon become our friends. So now every Petalil in Pokepark is my friend. Which is awesome, actually. But now we have enough friends to open up the poster portal to go back into Wish Park. Save Piplup and the others. Would I like to give it a try? Yes. So this is something that's actually pretty hard to do when you're learning. Is to get used to this. Because what you're going to have to do to open Wish Park portals is, Wii Remote shaking. Usually this isn't meant to be too hard. However, since this route makes us, like, befriend as little Pokemon as... We actually need to shake this thing pretty harshly in order to open poster portals. There we go. Yeah, so we need to, like, shake that pretty hard. And my arm's been kind of, like, weird today, so that shake was not very good, and I'm kind of concerned. We should be fine, though. Hopefully my arm will warm up more in time.
During this loading screen, do we have time for a quick plug?
Yeah, go for it, because all I have to do is just walk a place now.
Alright, just as a friendly reminder, we are benefiting the Take This organization. Take This is a nonprofit whose main mission is to inform the gaming community about mental health issues, provide education on different disorders and prevention techniques, and reduce the overall stigma about mental illness. They do a lot of really awesome things in the gaming community. For example, they travel to different conventions and put on informational panels about mental health issues, and they also do a thing called AFK rooms, which are professionally staffed safe spaces available for anyone who needs a place to regain their calm in the stressful environment of some of these conventions. So if you would like to donate and help out a really wonderful cause, you can type !donate in the chat, and you'll be given a link to our Tiltify. Alright, back to you, Laurie.
Awesome. So here I'm going to be playing the new and improved contraption. We came back to Wish Park, and Kofagrigus not only told us that we need to play a minigame to save the Pokemon, but he told us that once we play this minigame to save the Pokemon, we have to ring the Wish Bell to end playtime and save the hypnotized Pokemon. He tells us this because he's so confident we can't beat his minigame that he's like, well, you're not going to save him anyway, so I'm not going to let you pass until you beat this minigame, because we can't run around you for some reason, so we're just going to play the minigame. In our second playthrough of Contraption here, our target score is 30,000, which is actually probably the hardest target score to make in the entire run, especially because Sensor Bar is kind of glitching out on me here. My water bottle might be in the way. This feels a little bit better, yeah. But it's better than it looks, because unlike the first version of this game, wouldn't be for nothing. We have a second part to it. So right when this timer runs out, we're gonna zoom on over to the batter folding, and look at that, we got cakes. So yeah, we now have basically another 80 seconds or so to just have my sensor bar mess up on me, which is honestly just the most fun thing. And it's pretty easy points at this point. So I shouldn't have problems with getting points as long as my sensor bar works with me, but I've explained how good sensor bars are. That being said, I'm pretty close to the goal and we still have left, so no need to worry. Yeah, there we go. Target score. So we're good now. Which means I don't have to use my sensor bar again for the... Actually, sensor bar becomes completely obsolete at the end of this minigame. So I don't have to worry about it acting up on me again. Which is good, because I do not really have a stable place to put it on this desk setup. Something I do need to fix, but also I don't run any other pointer games, so... And I don't want to have to fix something just to do this. Because as you can see, I obviously just don't care about what's happening right now. And I'm destroying the target score. Yeah. Oh, there's still motion controls. We still need to do stuff. That, yeah, but we don't need a point anymore. All right, so coming up, Cofagrigus is a little bit salty that he lost. No cake puns intended. Cakes aren't salty. I don't know why I said that. That's kind of a gross thought. But he is going to challenge us to a fight. So each of the major boss fights in this game have two phases to them. One of them is a kind of little gimmicky phase where you have to do something about the fight, whether it be, you know, like get to the fight or destroy some sort of equipment that belongs to the character that isn't the character. So, for example, we have to destroy this guy's cake. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to do 2 dash combos right at the front of the cake. And then I'm going to jump around to the other side. And then just do 2 more dash combos. And I'll destroy the cake perfectly. Don't worry, we'll be done with cake soon. So, in phase 2 of these boss fights, you have a head-on fight with the arena, or the attraction master. In this case, Cofagrigus isn't the hardest thing in the world. You can stun him a lot with these dash combo phases, and if you're struggling with that, you can always try and get a power shell on, just to make things a little bit easier on yourself, or a razor shell. Which I'm going to do just to end off this fight after he gets back up. When he's getting up, he has invincibility frames. When he's like on the ground like that before he gets up, he doesn't have invincibility frames. Which you can usually use to whittle on a little bit of extra damage, but sometimes it's just overkill, man. You just really don't need to do it sometimes. So at this point, Cofagrigus is going to raise up the bridge. And that we have to ring the wish bell to make everybody go. So I'm going to switch to Pikachu and make our wish into a reality. Bing bong. Yeah, so that's going to unhypnotize all of the Pokemon that are obsessed with the cake. You see the little swirlies in their eyes are going to become normal people eyes. Which obviously means that they went from a hypnotized state to a not hypnotized state. Munchlax is obviously in grief about the fact that he is not able to eat the cake, but he gets through it. It's a very depressing battle, but he survives. There's always other cake in the world. Piplup is revealed by Cofagrigus to have run off into another zone somehow, even though all of the zones are separated. Probably have to fly. So we learned that there are 4 zones of Wish Park that we need to use to get to the end of the game, that we need to ring the bell in to get to like the end game area, the Wish Palace, where the leader is. Gothita, the evolved form of Gothita, and another Wish Park worker, comes in and says, Cofagrigus, you said too much stuff, and Pikachu, stop. Stop doing the thing, you know? Stop trying to stop Wish Park. So we're just like, okay, see ya. And, now we just have to leave Wish Park. Back to Seasong Beach. Before we get to Seasong Beach, though, we're going to have an encounter with legendary Pokemon of Fire Reshiram, who's going to say... I actually forget this cutscene. Pikachu. Wish Park is just the beginning. A major disaster is unfolding and you're destined to save Pokepark. Remember the vague stuff that happened at the beginning of the run? Yeah. He's telling us that I'm the vague person that he was talking about, and I need to stop the vague disaster that's going to happen. I'm really tired. I want to go to bed.
You're doing a great job.
Well, I want to do a great job of... I'm really tired, actually. I'm having fun, though. We still got 2 hours. That's what I'm more worried about. It's not that I'm not having fun, it's just that I'm gonna be here a while. But yeah, no, we have to just go to Oshawott, or not Oshawott, because we have a ton of stuff to report involving the case of the missing Pokemon. Before we do that, though, Drifblim's gonna come and interrupt us. Drifblim is great, but terrible. Drifblim is a Pokemon who is known for carrying Pokemon. Fun fact, Drifblim's pre-evolution Drifloon is a Pokemon known for disguising as a balloon and then stealing children away when kids grab him thinking he's a balloon. But as a Drifblim in Pokepark, what it'll actually do is act as a fast travel to areas we've already been to, which is like a way better thing to do than stealing children. Obviously, Drifblim has matured within their evolution, but Drifblim's like situation is kind of weird. So in the first Pokepark game, after you watched Drifblim carry you somewhere for the first time, you'd be able to skip the animation of Drifblim carrying you away every time after that. The way Drifblim works in this game is that you're only able to skip a cutscene of Drifblim carrying you away from an area after you have already been carried away from that area. So, like, right now, there's only going to be one time we can skip this cutscene right here, and that is the second time in the run that we travel away from Seasong Beach to somewhere else. Because, like, if we travel, say, from Cove Town to Seasong Beach, we'd have to watch the full cutscene of Drifblim carrying us away from Cove Town. It's stupid, and it's dumb, and it makes the run take longer than it needs. But game... You know how I said all those things about Yacht Club and how they did really good design choices in Shovel Knight? Yeah, the team that made this game didn't make a lot of those choices that made it a good game. But we're gonna be thanked by Panseer and Panpour and Pansage. I guess Pansage is here because we saved them from Cake, and they're gonna befriend us. One trend about what happens in this game is we make a lot of friends after the thing where we have to do a really hard job of making like as little friends as possible, and it makes the poster portal opening really hard. Because I guess the game just hates me. But coming up, we're gonna be introduced to Blitz. We're gonna want to talk to both of them right now. So when I said this was kind of a hub area of the game, this area has characters that will help you upgrade different things. So the two that I'm going to befriend during this run, the two upgrade characters are Blitzel and Duat. Blitzel, for a certain amount of berries, will upgrade any character's max speed up to 3 times. And that was a good Blitzel pattern, actually. And Oshawott can fight Duat, and then Duat will upgrade any of Oshawott's attacks up to 3 times for berries. That's where berries are going to be put in this run. All chests and treasures and skill games and fighting. It's all going to be put towards these upgrades. So yeah, now that we have Blitzel, the other one that we want to fight side of the fountain. Duat can only be fought with Oshawott and will only upgrade Oshawott. We know my thoughts on Gen 5. What's my least favorite generation? Probably 7. Sun and Moon I did not like, and Ultra Sun and Moon I don't feel like did a much. I feel like the changes did not need to happen. Duat's a timing-based fight. This guy will knock you down before you can if you try and dash combo him. So, what you actually need to do is just time Razor Shells like this to keep knocking him down. Kind of unfair to him, but I mean, it's a battle. I don't even have a problem with too many cutscenes in Gen 7. My big problem with Gen 7 is that there's too many cutscenes that are just ultimately meaningless and don't add quality to the game. But, what we're gonna do here is immediately upgrade Oshawott dash combo. The main form we're going to use of attack is Osh. We're going to up dash combo 3 times throughout the course of the run, which is the maximum amount of times you can upgrade a singular attack. So now that we've done all the, befriended all the upgraders that we want to have during this run, we can continue on with the story, which is going to bring us to Crocodile here, who's the gatekeeper between areas. So this little hub area also brings the gate, also connects all 4 zones. So like we're in the Cove area, and the other 3 areas of Pokemon all behind these gates in this section of Cove Town, which kind of solidifies Cove Town's place as the hub. Here we learn about our Pokemon nickname. Like we get a group nickname based on what we do. Usually you just see Pika-Pals. In very rare scenarios of older routes where we did more Oshawott, you'd see us get the name the Hydro Rowdies because Oshawott loves to fight. But we're gonna mostly keep Pika-Pals for this run. It doesn't do anything to the game, it's just... And, so, Crocodile wants us to bring Audino to open the gate, because Crocodile has a crush on Audino, just like I have a crush on everybody who's ever shown remote kindness to me. I'm working on it. But, but Crocodile has a crush on Audino, and he wants to show off by destroying us in a fight. Unfortunately for him, we're the greatest. So, he doesn't do a very good job. And he tries to act tough in front of Audino. And Audino's just like, they're strong children. Open the damn gates. And Crocodile becomes our friend. What happens when you try and get too cocky? I really hope they get together. They're a good couple. Arduino? I mean, this game makes the joke a lot of okay, Pokemon say their names like Pokemon do. They say Audino. Also, they make the joke a lot that Audino takes a lot of time to think on things and says the phrase I don't know a lot in similarity to the name of Audino. So, I always say Audino. Sounds more like I don't know. You know? That's the joke. Joke characters. This game is hilarious. So, as soon as we get into the Arbor area, park that we're going to be venturing into, we're going to be learning about the Berry Party with Queen Superior. So everything seems fine. We're going to meet a lot of major characters here in the Arbor area right off the bat. So here we have Snivy. Snivy is a sassy snake. Carablast exists. And here's Zora. Zora is sad because life's getting to her. In all actuality, Zora is sad because their friend is stuck in Wish Park. So, the problem here is that we can't use this poster portal because it's actually ripped up. So, we need to find where the missing piece is so that we can use the portal to go to the second zone of Wish Park. We learned that Whimsicott tore off part of the poster to use as an invitation for the Berry Party. And she tells us that that Queen Superior is in Verdant Court. So we're gonna go there. But before that, we have one major character, and that is Bisharp, a royal guard. She's very stern. Snivy's gonna be like, hey, I know them. And Oshawott gonna say something really stupid. Because Oshawott is kind of stupid in this game. But I love him, unlike Piplup. Piplup deserves no love from anybody. Except when he's not in this game. He's also the reason why stuff is hecked up in the first game. He's the one that knocks everybody into Pokepark in the first game. Basically, the entirety of the Pokepark series, 1 and 2, is Piplup's fault. But, yeah. So, once we get to the Verdant Court, we're going to immediately head over to Queen Superior's little cavern, which is right through here. Piplup is not trying his best. There's a Lilligant in the way, that happens. But we're going to have a cutscene with Queen Superior, who... basically the mom friend. Of the world. And we're going to ask her what happens to the Berry Party invitation. But Deerling has it. Yeah, Snivy's the mom friend. So shoutouts to the moms. One more thing before we go talk to Deerling, though, who should probably have our Berry Party invitation. There's no way we can have more fetch quests, right? We're going to go into the middle of this lake because it has a chest with berries in it. And I've already explained why berries are good. So this chest has 200 berries in it, which is something we want a good number of. And then we're going to get out of the water closer to where Deerling is than when we enter. That's just optimization. Something that's very important. And I'm not bad at. So here's Deerling with Snivy. We're going to talk to Deerling because Deerling is apparently the one who... because they had it at some point. Oshawott's going to get horribly aggressive because... so Deerling stashed the Berry Party in the invitation in the tree stump, and Snivy's like, hey, you'll probably not be able to get that without... And Oshawott's like, no, we don't want your help. And we're like, stop talking for once. Snivy's great because it'll actually like create some interesting character in this game because she'll stand still. So we have to play a game of chase with Snivy in order to get her as a pal, which is a game of chase I'm messing up, kind of. It's a very hard game of chase. Snivy's a very fast Pokemon, but they're dead, so it's fine. And so they're going to join our party of pals and become our third playable character. I'm pretty sure you're able to guess at this point who our fourth playable character is, but I'm not going to spoil it in case you actually never played Gen 5 before, in which case, play Gen 5. Also play The World Ends with you. The World Ends with you. I don't know which form of Deerling that is. If I had to spring, but I don't remember Deerling forms. So Snivy is fast. Snivy is the fastest moving character in the game, and also is good at jumping. I mean, it looks like spring. The pink and the flower, that's a spring thing. So Snivy, we're going to want to switch to, again, we want to switch to, if we can, we want to do character switches well into these sections. But the tree stump here, our first taste of Snivy, she moves really fast and she has good jumps. We want to move fast here, which is why Snivy is good, because the end of this area is actually on a cycle. So once I Leaf Tornado this platform to get up here, we're going to see how I did on the cycle. This platform we want to get over here. I did pretty good on the cycle. Awesome. And here we get the poster piece. So that's the Berry Party invitation, and that is our entrance in. You want to know the one problem we've had, though, so far with the entirety of... We have access to Wish Park, but we have, like, no friends. Kind of would like some friends. So, once we get out of the tree stump here, we're going to be making some friends throughout the... before we actually enter Wish Park here. So we're going to take my time getting back there. The first friend we're going to make is right over here. We see Seismitoad. Seismitoad is a water ground type and also... But we're actually going to be doing a battle with Snivy, which is kind of rare in this run. But again, we have a 4 times type advantage against Seismitoad, so we can just do double Leaf Tornado, which is Snivy's Shake Attack, similar to Oshawott Razor Shell or Pikachu's Iron Tail. Just kind of mess them up. We don't really use Leaf Storm. Are there shinies in this game? No. This game does not work like that. The way that this game works is it's like, just Pokemon are there. They're characters. They're not really, like, creatures, you know? So every character is set. There might be a character that's always a shiny, so I've never seen them, and I've basically 100% of this game before. Yeah, no. Unless one of them is a shiny that's so subtle, I actually can't tell. But, yeah, no, that was Seismitoad. And now we're going to do 2 games of Chase. Quickly. The first one we're going to do is we're going to go over the bridge and talk to Snorlax. We're not going to play Chase with Snorlax. That seems like a bit of a bad idea for Snorlax. Like the red Gyarados. Yeah, that's why Gyarados shinies are not special at all. So Snorlax is going to ask us for Cottony. Snorlax was actually being productive and gathering berries for the berry party. And Cottony took them all. Like a little selfish piece of... gonna stop there. So we gotta play Chase. That was probably one of the best Cottony chases. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat that. That was great. I've actually never hit that without hitting the little cotton cloud that Cottony shoots out. Cottony shoots little cotton clouds out that they can stun you if you run into them. The same thing will happen with the evolution of Cottony Whimsicott, which we talked to earlier. Kind of one of our first clues on what happened to the Berry Party invitation. Also the worst game of Chase in the entirety of the game. But before that, we have one more thing to do, and that is not help Magikarp. I'm going to switch over to Oshawott quickly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to donate to take this. I haven't donated. I have a lot of money. It's Christmas time. But I'm going to go over here and get this chest because it has another 200 berries. Alright, so we see our good friend Whimsicott over there. Not my good friend. It's kind of like Piplup. I don't like Whimsicott. Whimsicott is a very annoying game of Chase because not only is Whimsicott actually like a fast mover, but also Whimsicott will do the same cotton thing that Cottony does to stun you, except it has better range. Fortunately, I'm kind of baiting Whimsicott here into a good pattern where they're going to go around this tree, and I'm going to have a lot of free time to skid for no reason and mess up the Chase game. But I somehow baited them into running around the tree twice. So I'm gonna mess up again, because that's just what you do in Pokepark. This is why I hate this game of Chase, because you can't really, like, it's really easy to mess up even, like, the strats that help you do the Chase easier. And now she's not around. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Mankey is the MVP. Oh, that was stupid. Yeah, I hate Whimsicott, but that's never happened before. That's never happened before. Alright, so now that we have all the friends we need, we're going to switch to Oshawott and examine this poster. The reason we're switching to Oshawott is because we're gearing up for a battle to happen right after the cutscene where we fix it. Bisharp and a few Pawniards are going to come running after. Because Bisharp, thinks that, we are trying to kidnap Snivy, because Bisharp knows about Wish Park, and so he's like, hey, they're doing bad things with Snivy. We gotta protect her. And he's gonna battle us, because he's scared about Snivy. Which, I mean, that's like a good thing for a guard to do, right? Is be worried about people. And I didn't get the kill there, so I'm just gonna prepare that. That was kind of a botched fight against Bisharp there, but it wasn't terrible. I love Sniper. So now that that's done, Zoro's gonna hit us with a hot... That basically similar to what Sandile and Crocorock did, where they were just kind of conned into bringing people to Wish Park because they were getting berries. Zoroark kind of had the same deal, where she was just kind of doing it for her own gain, and she didn't know that bringing Pokemon to Wish Park was basically a death sentence for them. So she tried to help them, but then she got possessed by the Wish Park crew. And we learned that we can't use Pokemon from other areas open portals, just as a kind of, reason to make more friends throughout the portion of the game instead of just using the ones from the beginning of the game, which would have been great for the run, because we'd probably be able to, make this a lot shorter, but we can't do that. So we're going to open up poster portal number 2. The dance zone. How many are there in total? There are 4 poster portals in the run, and 1 for each area. However, there's 1 poster portal for reasons I won't go into yet, that we will need to open twice. Alright, cool. That was good. So that was a good shake, and now we're going to be going into the dance zone. How's Pikachu feeling? Is Pikachu feeling good? Oh, Pikachu is looking so good. Oh my god. I'm actually so cute. So cute. Oh my god. Everyone from the Arbor area should be up ahead. So here's Zoroark. We found her. So Zoroark is being possessed by Gothariba right now. No. Oshawott's adorable too. This is Zoroark. So the strategy for Zoroark that we're going to pull, actually going to try and knock him to the side here. So I'm going to jump around him while he does this laser and then knock him this way. The reason why I'm doing this is because right after he gets back up, he's going to do a tackle like that, or he's going to do a backflip somersault like that to like give him space before he starts to do his next laser blast. If I knock him a good enough distance and at a good enough angle to the right, which I think I was actually too far behind him from his initial laser shot point, he will somersault into the wall, and the wall will block him enough so that the last hit of your dash combo will actually still be able to reach him, and you'll be able to knock him down again and finish the fight with another Razor Shell. Unfortunately, again, I messed up my angle a bit. So I didn't get it. It was still an alright fight, though. So now we're going to talk to Zoroark, and Zoroark's going to be like, heck, I want revenge. Once we befriend them, that is. So yeah, we're looking for Piplup. We already found Zoroark, so all we do now is... So Oshawott going to find Piplup for us, and he's going to say, hey, watch out for the attraction leader, Chandelure. And Snivy's going to just be like, hey, I know we should avoid this guy, but like, what we could do is we could knock him out right now and have him tell us where Piplup is. Also, we could probably try and win the attraction to ring the wish bell, because we did that last time, and it did a good thing. So we're going to go over there, as Snivy suggested, and this is Chandelure. Chandelure is the leader of the Dance Inferno, which is great. So in this zone, everybody with dancing. You know, not too weird from Hypnotized Cake, but happens. I mean, with a tune this catchy that we're about to hear, I would, you know, want to fight the idea of being hypnotized to dancing. I would dance to this tune for the rest of my life, gladly. So this game plays like Just Dance, where you need to like do the moves in time with the rhythm, and you'll get points based on how good you are on the timing. But just like Just Dance, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sit here and shake the Wii Remote at the point where the game wants me to shake the Wii Remote, and it's going to give me perfect scores because I'm not a participant. In my current PB, it was done during a marathon run of this game called No Glitches Allowed, in which I did a incentive of where I did the dancing on camera, so I had to actually play the game for real, and I had like this really weird like disco suit on, and if you thought it was a bop, it sure is now. It only gets better. But yeah, if you're choosing it like me and just sitting here shaking the Wii Remote at timing, it is pretty easy to like destroy the target score of 25,000. Alright, that was Dance Inferno. I had an even 60,000 points, which is an even 12/5 over the target score. Also, it's adorable to see Pikachu dancing. Just like last time, for the coffee, yes. I'm gonna be put to sleep because I'm tired. Why didn't I? Because I didn't want to do it again. I'll be hot honest with you, it was stupid. I can show you the disco suit at some point after the run, though. I'm not gonna put it on, but I can show you what it looks like. I'm valid? Hell yeah. It will be bedtime. I'm tired. We still have, like, a lot of the game to go. So this is Chandelure. The first phase here, similar to Cofagrigus' cake, we are going to have to work on destroying Chandelure's party equipment, which is probably a fashion crime if you have any sort of sense in your body, but I mean, it's evil party equipment. What can you do? I'm not a fan of evil party equipment because it's... Just kidding. I went for Team Villains in the last Splatfest, so I'd say I'm a pretty big fan of evil. And I mean, we won. So, obviously it's better. I should just let myself falter. So the last part of the party equipment is the disco. The disco ball, it rolls at you. But after good enough dash combos, it... And that's the end of the first fight. Now we're going to be fighting Chandelure himself, who sucks. We have a type effectiveness here with Oshawott compared to Chandelure being a fire type. So we're going to, you know, not struggle too much. The kind of annoying thing about Chandelure is that he does every now and then, which is an attack where he... Are you kidding me? Look at that health. Alright, we're good. He will summon Litwicks and eventually Lampents if he gets the attack again. Fortunately, with the strat we have, we get to kill him before he gets knocked down twice. So we don't have to deal with the Lampents, which is the second form. So there's Litwick, Lampent, and Chandelure. I love Gen 5. Oh my god. Look at this boy. I thought it would be Gothitelle, who's not only another Wish Park worker. There's a theme going on. Gothitelle's pretty dang strong, but we never fight her, because she's too dang strong. She does not like to do fighting. But she... Is Oshawott standing in midair? Okay, no, he's standing on a sloped surface, but it looks like he's standing. But Gothitelle's gonna be like, hey, you wanna die? And then Zoroark's like, no, I wanna die. And then Piplup's gonna be like, hey, I'm here to die too. And then Zora's gonna be like, hey, I did it. So Gothitelle, Gothitelle's gonna leave. Because... I don't know, actually. You know, I'm actually really not sure why she doesn't just murder us. But anyways, the bridge is raised now. So we can switch back to Snivy and ring our second wish bell. I wish this game was over. But yeah, we are only like... So yeah, now everybody stops dancing because that's lame. Look at that Bunnery. I love bunnies. Look at her. Look at him go! Look at her go. She's still spinning. Oh, okay. Get out of there. Have a little bunny. Go. Hop like you like the pens on it. I mean, we could. It would be really tragic, but we could. Could be like The World Ends With You, which you should play, by the way. You don't die in the middle of the game, actually. That's a lie. Hiplup's a funky little heck. He's like, thanks. Snivy likes to be sassy, and Oshawot's an idiot. So, debate. Zoroark and Zora are gonna head back. Piplup's an idiot. Piplup in this scene is kind of jealous that we've made new friends that aren't him. So he's going to stay in Wish Park as kind of an agent against them. He's jealous. Pikachu's sad. Really, just Piplup is the biggest idiot. Anime Snivy or Pokepark Snivy? That's not something I'm willing to decide between today. That's a pretty loaded question. Anime Oshawott. I like to think of that Pokemon Black and White anime episode where Tepig evolved into Pignite just to beat up his old trainer who abandoned him. I'd like to consider that a pretty sassy move, so maybe Pignite from the anime. Did Pignite ever evolve into Emboar at any point during the Black and White anime? Who watched the fucking Black and White anime? Oh, oops. I'm sorry, that slipped out. That slipped out. I didn't mean to say that. Oh, jeez. Oh yeah, Zoroark was... By the way. Wait, no, that was, Zekrom. Heck. Peck. Yeah, there you go. I'm just gonna replace it with Hat and Time Swear, where Piplup is a Peckneck. So basically we learn that the discourse that Why am I thinking about this right now? Can I think about anything else right now except this, please? The discourse between Wish Park things happening is causing Speaking of the discourse happening because of Wish Park, that a vortex that's gonna eat the world is starting to open up. Check out Swoos's run of Sunday of A Hat in Time. I'd recommend playing A Hat in Time. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I'd also recommend The World Ends With You. If you're tired of me telling you to play The World Ends, you should probably just go and play it, honestly, because I'm not gonna stop telling you. So what we're gonna do now before we continue on in the story is that we are going to upgrade the dash speed of both Pikachu and Piplup. Our two fastest runners getting a speed upgrade, mainly to just move faster in the course of the run. It's worth it. Pikachu is not going to be used as often for a while, but there is going to be a portion where, spoilers, we are going to be separated from Snivy, and we're really going to want that Pikachu run speed. So yeah, we're going to upgrade that speed later, and then we're going to be using Snivy to run a lot more. So, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what Pokepark is at points, and the kind of low points in the story in between major areas. When you're back in Cove Town, you're just kind of upgrading partners and not doing much except for getting areas open. This upcoming part of the run, though, is interesting strats. It also sucks. So we're gonna go talk to Crocodile, and Crocodile is going to open up the area of the gate to the crag area, which is the third area of the game. We're gonna play a little game here in chat. I want you guys to answer a question for me. It involves the secret word, which is part of the motto of the crag area. The motto is courage and blank. The blank is something that is important, but the hint for the blank word is it's important, but not very useful when you're alone. What could this word be? Courage and two-person sweaters. I kind of wish that was the mod of the crag area, but unfortunately, no. It's boring. It's courage and kindness, which is a really boring motto. I love playing this game with the chat because the chat just comes up with things funnier than I could ever think of. So here, Bastiodon is like, hey, I'm supposed to be guarding, but standing here makes me really stiff. Can we battle? And I'm like, yeah. And then this is what I do while battling Bastiodon. Just owned. That's more like it. That's definitely more like it. Courage and two-person. No, I don't want to battle you again. I wanted to walk away from you so I could switch carry. That's the thing, you can battle people that are... I don't know. Pokepark. It's a weird game. Alright, so... here we're gonna hear a voice coming from out of the camp, and it's Tepig. So Snively's gonna suggest that to get Tepig out of the cannon, we fire the cannon. Which is, he's scared. And also, Snivy, what the absolute heck is wrong with you? So we just need to check the cannon and we'll fire it. Also, Pikachu dies. I don't know why, but Pikachu just kind of dies. And... because? I guess. And he's like, so you're the ones firing out of the cannon. He did that. That's really mean. And because he thought it was pretty mean to fire him out of a cannon, he's going to attempt to beat the heck out of it.
I don't know if you've ever played Pokemon game, but there's a nice little thing in Pokemon games that I like to call type advantages and disadvantages. And they're pretty useful because they let you do stuff like that, Tepig, and it takes no effort at all. That being said, though,
Alright, so Tepig's just like, hey, when I got fired out of the cannon, I had a really good idea for a special move, so I'm not gonna be mad at you. He's gonna be like, hey, let's join the battle tournament. And Oshawott like, if we go there, we might see some really strong Pokemon. And Wish Park probably wants some strong Pokemon on their side. So, Tepig's gonna come our 4th pal, our final playable character, and also the worst one. So Tepig is technically the strongest, however, based on the upgrades we're going to get Oshawott, and that we already have gotten Oshawott, we're actually not going to use Tepig for battles ever, because we're going to use Oshawott. Tepig is also, like, the slowest moving partner. Or, pal. Partners, better. Because this is a polycule. And someone had to say it. So, literally, like, I have to tackle this Tepig to break it. Look how long it takes him to get to the rock once I bonk off of it. It takes, like, a second, and it sucks. So, we have to test our strength and courage in order to get to the battle tournament to be accepted. So, the first thing was strength. I had to break that rock. It was pretty easy because I just pressed the 1 button a few times, and it did it. The second one is I have to go to the cave and receive the Bravery Beard, which is a pretty stupid item, but it's a beard, and it's brave, and we get it by being fired out of the cannon and going to the cave. Which Snivy hypocritically does not want. That's a pretty far blast, though. I hate this loading screen because it depicts Tepig outspeeding Snivy. Alright, so coming up, we have a another kind of 2D section type thingy. We have the cave. It's our first thing that it's our first major thing that we do with all 4 characters. Which is pretty interesting because now our little polycule actually forms a circle whenever we join together to switch partners. And for some reason, there are some partners that's faster to switch to than others. So, like, for example, whenever I need to switch from Snivy to Pikachu, which is something that's actually somewhat common because they are our 2 fastest runners, what I want to do is I actually want to go from Tepig to Pikachu instead of from Oshawott to Pikachu, and it saves a few frames per switch. Because, I guess. I bonked the ceiling there, that was kind of funny. Alright, so we're gonna switch to Oshawott here. There's a lot of characters. I think actually that's a lie, because Pikachu isn't used at all in this section. Snivy's a good friend. I like Snivy. I appreciate Snivy. And not Tepig. Yeah, no, but Tepig can break certain blocks because he has fire to add, make him pretty strong. Again, Tepig is the base strongest character. However, we're going to be upgrading Oshawott to max level instead of Tepig because Tepig is kind of like in really inopportune points. Like, we only go to Cove Town once with Tepig, and we go to Oshawott. We bring Oshawott to Cove Town 4 times, and 3 of the times we upgrade his dash combo, while 1 of the times we upgrade the speed of 2 other characters. So it's just more worth it because you can get more upgrades with Oshawott. And then, like, his base damage will be better than Tepig's. So, yeah, with the Bravery Beard and the Rock Broken, we've proven our strength and our courage, and we are accepted to join the battle tournament as a team. So we have to go over to the Coliseum, which is right past Darmanitan. Darmanitan will unlock the gate here, and then we'll have to use a Heat Crash, which is Tepig's Shake move, on this switch right next to us in order to open the gate. Okay. So yeah, I have to use Tepig here just to open this gate. Everything about Tepig is just really slow. It's kind of annoying, but my wrist hurts. I think the people that were not home earlier are home now. Would you look at that? They must have transported their way over here by sheer power of will. All right, but we're going to be moving on to the next area. Once the loading screen happens, Tepig wants to look at us. He's trying to be cute, and it's kind of working, actually. God damn it.
I don't want to like Tepig, but he's just so adorable, you know?
So we're going to talk to Victini, who's the friend of Tepig, and Victini is like, hey, let me use my power to make you stronger. And Tepig is like, no, I want to win the tournament using my own power. And Tepig's like, I want to be brave one day. So Tepig's like, Tepig denies the power up for us, which is kind of a sportsman-like thing to do, I guess. So good. But Snivy doesn't really care about sportsmanship. Snivy's Snivy. Speaking of incentives, one of my runs on Saturday, the Delta incentive to fight the secret Jevil boss after the run, if you'd like to donate towards that. Also, just donate in general. Rhyperior. Rhyperior is kind of a special case in this game. So I mentioned that there were many skill games to play that we didn't play, like quizzes and hide and seek. Rhyperior wants to steal our bravery beard because he feels he should be in the tournament. Oh my god, I love your Twitch. Oh my god, I love him. I love him. I love Pikachu. He thinks he deserves to be in the tournament and not us. So this is a unique type of battle because he thinks it would be too easy for us to kick his butt, or him to... He thinks it would be too easy for him to kick our butt. So what we're going to do instead is a sumo battle, where we have to knock him off the platform. The way we're going to do this is by tackling Geodudes into him, because when we tackle a Geodude into him, it uses like a self-destruct explosion-like thing that you'd expect from the Geodude line, and that will knock him back a lot. I unfortunately messed up the fight and knocked all the Geodude off the platform already, so I need to knock... okay, there they are, though. Yeah, so there are more Geodude that spawn, but for a little bit there were no Geodude spawning, and I had to kind of just knock him back myself, which is really slow. But once more spawn, I can use the explosion to knock him way farther. You can see how annoying it is to fight him without the Geodude. But sometimes it happens when you mess up the fight a little bit. Oshawatt's curious little boy. So, coming up, we're going to have the battle tournament starting at the Coliseum. We just have to finish getting through this cave. I'm sleepy. So... we're gonna go through here and get into a battle soon. This is actually a participant entrance to the battle tournament. However, Scraggy's late, so we're just gonna take on Scraggy's first round opponent. And interestingly enough, we're actually gonna switch to Pikachu for this battle, which is something that you don't see too often. This isn't the last time we're gonna battle with Pikachu, but this is just something interesting because actually what's gonna happen is that Hydreigon is a dragon type. So fire, water, and grass are all resistant. So is electric, I think. But you know it's not. It's steel. And Iron Tail is steel. So the strategy here is going to be I'm going to basically just use Iron Tail when he's in midair and then do a dash combo while he's on the ground, because dash combo does utilize Pikachu's tail a bit. And it's the only way to deal damage to Hydreigon, or however you want to pronounce it, that isn't resistant, that isn't like a dragon-resistant attack. So it just makes him easier to deal damage. So, pretty good. Scraggy's gonna come in and accuse Hydreigon of taking Pokemon through a suspicious portal.
This is the best cutscene in the game because 2 people die within the span of like 20 seconds.
The combat system in this game isn't as good as Pokepark 1. In the first Pokepark game, switch playable characters, so they use the A button as the Thunderbolt button instead of switching, using like holding down 1 to charge up your range. But it was pretty similar in how it worked, and it's not a bad combat system. Especially with type advantage, disadvantage stuff being brought into this game. So one thing we want to do before we poster portal to the 3rd zone of Wish Park is that we actually want to befriend this Breloom, because we haven't befriended a lot of people right now. This Breloom is interesting because the game of chase he plays is kind of a mix of a chase and a battle, where he'll use his attack Bullet Seed to try and hit us and stun us. Like that. He sucks. And I did mess that up a little bit, but it's not that bad. You usually don't have problems dodging the Bullet Seed unless you like actually mess up your movement, which I kind of did there, so. And we were told, as a little hint from Hydreigon when he ran away, that we need some big Pokemon that think of power. So, using this information, we're going to open up this poster portal right here. Probably the easiest of the remote shaking parts in the game, because it's the only one that hasn't been rerouted from when I started learning the game. Again, shoutouts to Deathline for rerouting 3 of the 4 zones in this game to make them faster and harder, because Pokepark, I guess. So this is shake number 3. Shout out to Take This, great organization, dedicated to, you know, I already forgot. What's this paragraph say? Non-profit serving the game community and industry that provides resources, guidelines, and training about mental health issues in the game community, thus reducing the stigma of mental illness. That's a really good cause. You should donate to that. Also, yeah, they're a good organization that I have not heard about until this marathon, but I'm glad I know about them now. So Tepig thinks that this place looks pretty cool, and I've got to admit he's kind of right. So here in the 3rd area, Frag Area's Wish Park zone equivalent, the Power Area, Pokemon are obsessed with fighting each other. This is where the obsessions start to get a little bit weird from the cake and the dancing. These Pokemon are all obsessed with beating each other up. This isn't the weirdest obsession that the Pokemon fall into in this game, but it is still strange. So, Hydreigon has already failed to murder us, so Haxorus is going to get on us. I almost forgot that text box existed there. I'm really cold. I want a jacket off.
Mind if I make a quick plug?
Oh, shoot.
Well, while it sounds like Laurie is away from her microphone, I'm going to make a quick plug. If you shop on Amazon, you can support Take This via the Amazon Smile program, where the Amazon Smile Foundation will donate a percentage of your purchase to Take This.
So this is the first phase of the Haxorus fight. We just need to get to Haxorus, and there's a lot of enemies stopping us from getting to Haxorus. They're all pretty easy to dodge. Especially the Darmanitan that I failed to dodge. It's not even hard. And these guys we jump over. And then the last part here is the Bouffalante. There we go. Okay. Let me put the textbook back up on the place where the book should be. And then I'm gonna put this jacket on, this hoodie on. Alright, so we're gonna have to fight Haxorus now. I'm not gonna fight Haxorus. I'm going to just spam the pause button, and as soon as I can, I'm gonna give up the fight. So that I can switch Pokemon. Because Haxorus is also a dragon type, so has resistances to every move except for Iron Tail. So... I'm gonna get over to him, Iron Tail him, mess up the strat because that's what I do a lot in this game. He actually takes like a lot more Iron Tails to knock over than Hydreigon did. Haxorus is generally stronger than Hydreigon. Still pretty easy if you can do it right though. He's going all out apparently. Hydreigon, or not Hydreigon, Haxorus is in sicko mode right now. He's going ham. He's dead. Alright, I have my headphones in again. And the jacket on. Haxorus is a pretty good dragon. Alright, let's get this thing actually on. Alright.
Mind if I make a quick plug really quick?
I do not mind at all.
Alright. I mentioned the Amazon Smile program a bit ago, but I think the noise from the textbook falling over might have cut into that a little bit. So if you shop on Amazon, you can support Take This via the Amazon Smile program, where the Amazon Smile Foundation will donate a percentage of your purchase to Take This. Take This also partners with habit tracking app Habitica to help promote the formation of healthy, positive mental health habits for everyone. You can learn more at habitica.com. Let me drop a link for that.
Well, it's a good thing you promoted all that during this or death. Lots of death in this game. That's not actually death, I just like to call it. Because that's dramatic, you know? So Darkrai is here. Darkrai is the master of Wish Park. And he's like, hey, join Wish Park. And Gothitelle is... like... play my mini game. Because that's what you do. So Gothitelle is going to invite Power Zone, where we are also going to fight people. Because everybody here is already obsessed with fighting each other. Power Bash has a target score of 10,000, which is one of the easier target scores to make. You can easily make it within less than a third of target time that you're meant to reach the score within. As you can see, I've already done it, yeah, with 17 seconds in and still 43 to spare. How likely am I to PB this run at a current time of 1:43? I don't know. I don't know my splits because the last time I did a run of this game, I wasn't comparing against PB splits, so I don't know how I'm doing against my PB. It's definitely not a bad run, I feel. Past, like, cake contraption, but this definitely has not had a run with too many major things. There's been some minor stuff to the point where I don't think it'll PB right now, but I mean, I'd be happy to be proven wrong. If I PB on any run, it's probably going to be if I... So my PB's not very good, but the rest of my PBs are pretty alright, like with Shovel Game and Deltarune and Eden. But that's Wishbell number 3. I can say right now, this is probably a 2.7 paced run. This might even be like a high 256 pace right now. And we have Victini back, as promised by Gothitelle. So, as a little bargain, Gothitelle gave us Victini, but is going to take Piplup. I'm really tired right now. I have just 1 more hour. I can do this. Okay. So now it's time to leave Wish Park once more. Wow, what gave you that idea? What made you think I wasn't upset at all? Pikachu's pretty upset. Look at that face. That is not the face of a happy camper. Neither is Tepig. Holy moly, Tepig's mad. So we're not going to have an encounter with a legend. We are going to have Ember. It's the next best thing, because Ember is a dad bod guy. He's the daddy. But... There's a black hole in the sky. It's gonna eat the whole Pokepark and Wish Park. Because the Wish Park crew is a bunch of meanie butts that have been making discourse in the world. That's the plot of... I can't even joke. That's actually the story that the Nintendo people came... I can't believe this game even exists. Something like that exists. We have to stop it somehow. At a place called the Scientorium in the tech area. So that's the 4th and final area of tech area. So yeah, we need to use another little one of these crashes to open up the gate right here. Because, you know, it's faster than going back around. What? You bonk on that? Okay. Alright. Oh my god, I have the hiccups again for the 3rd time today. Please. Help me. Delibird. We're gonna go back to Cove Town. I'm really sad. Oh, fuck. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that again. I'm very distraught. I'm an irresponsible person. I'm sorry. Alright, so we're gonna upgrade our dash combo on Oshawott for the second time. This is angry. I just want to not have the hits. Alright, so this is the final area of the game. We're going to be entering the tech area. No, that sounds nice. Alright, so coming up right off of the tech area, these people don't mess around. They are very suspicious of us and are going to battle us because of that. Because we will not try and leave despite them wanting us to leave. The first Pokemon that we fight in this scenario is Girder, who I somehow messed up the fight for. It's fine. It's not fine. I say it's fine, but do I really mean it? Alright, so now we are going to prove how good this game's hitboxes are by trying to hit this train with a Thunderbolt. That never gets hit first try. So once we move that train for later, we're gonna talk to Conkelder, who is the area leader of, or the area keeper of the tech area. And they're gonna battle with us. Tech area does that to people. It causes battles. It causes wars. It causes... I don't know what it causes. It causes people to fight each other, I guess. Which I sure did do. Alright, so yeah. We're gonna learn that a bridge is broken, and people went on a train on that bridge. So we're going to communicate with the other zone to try and get all the materials to fix the bridge, kind of starting a point in the story where the area keepers realize that they can trust each other, because this Wish Park thing has kind of split a lot of people apart. And so we're gonna go back to the Seaflong Beach to find Timber, who, as you remember, fixed the bridge. Or fix the bridge to Cove Town back at the beginning of the game. He's over here. So, yeah, Timber's gonna help us talk to the area keepers to get cement and timber to fix the bridge that we need to fix. Also, the dark vortex is getting bigger. So yeah, so we've already flown Seasong Beach. This will be the only blimp cutscene in the game that we'll actually skip because we've already seen it. I want to end the hiccups. I literally just finished a full bottle of water. Okay, I think they're done now. Yeah, they're done now, because I'm in that weird state where, like, you're trying to hiccup, but it's not happening. But yeah, all the Pokemon from the here, I'm just gonna activate a cutscene from right here. Alright, but yeah, now we're gonna get over to the warehouse. Girder's gonna tell us where to go. Where that Golurk is. That cannon guy. We're gonna need to fight that guy to get in. So, yeah, that'll be fun. But before we do that, there's one thing I'm gonna... And that is when I get over here, I want to go to the back of the depot and get this chest right here. 'Cause this chest has 500 berries in it, which is a lot of berries. And then I want to switch over to Oshawott because Golurk is a ground type. And he is going to own me. This is kind of annoying trying to approach Golurk because he shoots really big cannon blasts that are hard to avoid. Because game design, I guess. But if you can swerve around one, you can get into the fight, which is as bad as the entrance itself. He's one of the few Pokemon in this game, one of the other ones also being Crocodile, but we killed Crocodile too quickly, that will have like a recal attack to getting up when we knock him down. So like when I knock him down here, he's gonna like, when he gets back up, he's going to do a ground slam like that before we can attack him again. One of the few Pokemon in the game to do that, and it's like really annoying to deal with because it means you can't like kind of start locking him into combos. Dewott doesn't have that, but Dewott you can't lock into a combo anyways because he has a high armor to knock back. So Golurk's gonna take this giant crane and push it into the warehouse door so that we can get inside. Why is this giving you Iron Giant vibes? I don't know, that's like a good piece of media. Okay, but we're gonna enter the unaware house here. It's a great pun, trust me. Alright, yeah, so Solosis, we're gonna meet Solosis, who's a scientist, I guess. Not really. They're a baby. They're a mind reader. They're not actually a mind reader. But we learn where the Scientorium we're looking for it. That's where poster are created. We just have to get over there. This part of the game is bad because we are going to play it in a way that it was not designed for, straight up. We are going to be trying to dash on these platforms that was meant to be taken slowly, and it is very easy to fall off into the bottom level of the warehouse again and have to do some of this stuff over. We have to hit these two switches in order to make our pathway over to the Scientorium possible. But it's still kind of annoying to navigate if you're not. This door requires that we use Tepig to open. Just a few tackles on it, and then we don't have to use Tepig again for a while. Which is good. I like not using Tepig. Once we go down here, we're going to where Clink Clang and Clink Clang, the best named evolution line in all of Pokemon history, are going to escape from powering the door to the Scientorium. That is good for the Clink Clang line because they could finally be free. However, that is not good for not only the scientist technician Duosion, but also the Polycule of Power. That's us. Because we need them to open the door to the Scientorium. So we're gonna look for them. The first one we're gonna get is Clang Clang, because Clang Clang's up here. Clang Clang. You know what else is right here? Another chest with 500 berries. Which voice? The Kling Clang voice? You want to go to the Scientorium? Why? To rescue a friend? Ooh, I cannot resist stories like this. I will be happy to help. Beep boop. Proto would probably like them. Yeah, no, this is why I hate the warehouse. Oh my god. And then there's Clink. If it only wants more, then okay. I don't know why I gave that spot like an accent. Like I was rolling my R's there. Weird gears. If I only need to be a gear once more, then I will comply. I don't even know what accent I'm doing. I'm just doing crazy accents now. Wow, I'm so wacky and cool. I'm gonna eat my Wii remote now. Whoa. Okay. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm so tired. I don't even have a brain anymore. I'm just doing the dumbest thing. What's not actually that dumb is opening the Scientorium. Opening the Scientorium is pretty not dumb, because that's what we need to do to progress in the game. So we're about to enter the Scientorium, the magical lab where the poster portals were invented. And if we've already met Solosis and Duosian, I'd like you to take a bet on who the last of the people are going to be, and also the main scientist of the Scientorium is. I bet you won't guess it. I love Twitter. Twitter makes me happy. So this is Reuniclus. The final evolution in the Solosis line, and the creator of the poster portal to Wish Park. He's a bit distant. And a bit loony. However, the prototype portal to Wish Park is broken right now. So we need to get what is called a Cytron Collider. Now, I don't know what the hell that is. I don't even know if that's a real object. But we need to get it to fix the portal. So this is the last of the 2D sections in the game. We're going to have the laboratory. It's kind of like more of an ultimate test than the cave was, even though we did have all 4 people back in the cave, mainly because of the fact that it's later in the game. There's literally nothing else to this. We're still not going to use Pikachu. In fact, we're not even going to use Ash. It's literally just going to be a Snivy run with 2 Tepig interludes. Because I know y'all like theater terms. Is an interlude a theater thing, even? I'm not sure. It sure sounds like a theater word, so I'm going to claim it's a theater word until proven otherwise. But, I want to play with some toe beans. But yeah, we're gonna open this chest, pass this wall, and we're gonna get the Citron Collar, which is the last thing we need to do in a 2D section. We never need to do more than one thing. Like, you can revisit 2D sections, not only like after you do them initially, but later in the game when you have more characters, and you can find more unlockable items like, you know, berries and stuff, like bonus berries, and bonus, like there are these little collectible items you can get that some Pokemon will want to trade, or some will become your friend if you have, that you can find. But we never need to get more than the initial item. So now we can use the final poster portal for the tech area to get into the 4th zone, which is the final zone of Wish Park. So there you go. That's basically the hardest shake in the game done. So yeah, we're all good with the shakes now. That is an old reference. But we're going to Wish Park once again. So, the first zone had people obsessed to hypnotize cake. That was the cake zone. The second zone had people obsessed to dancing in the dance zone. The third zone, the power zone, had people obsessed to fighting each other. The 4th zone is the flight zone, and it has people obsessed with flying around via levitation in midair that is usually not possible for their species. What? I'm telling you, this game is stupid. But this is a pretty fun attraction. The attraction we get to play here is Flight of Fancy, which is pretty easy and pretty fun. I'm not actually sure if it is faster, but these little rings give you like tiny boosts. I'm not sure if they're just speed boosts for effect to give you more points that look cooler. There is Space Wailord though, so I guess that's pretty cool. But just in case it is actually faster, because I think the game does consider them speed boosts, I do like to go in every ring. Also because you need points. However, as you can see, I'm already almost at the point target score of... I'm already past the target score of 15,000 and before lap 2. And we're given 3 laps. And we're only given more opportunities for gems with each passing lap. There's Space Whalelord again. I love Space Whalelord. It's like the Windfish. There's a Slowpoke. That Seismitoad is sleeping. I don't want to be sleeping. I love Marie. There's Crustle. There goes Crustle. So, for the final lap, the Seismitoad that was sleeping on the platform is now awake, and is going to be smacking the platform, which is going to drop more gems on the course, because we apparently did not have enough points. Let's see if I can go for 4 times the target score, which is 60,000. There goes Space Whalelord, say goodbye. Okay. Nope, I didn't get 60,000, but I got 56,000. Which is still pretty good. And 20. Oh yeah, also, whenever you beat an attraction, you unlock the ability up to 4 players, like real-life friend players. Because, you know, I always love to whip out the Pokepark multiplayer attractions when I'm at the parties. Always, you know, gets it nice and lit. No. So if I ever go to GD2, and if anybody wants to play some Pokepark 2 with me, I will gladly beat your ass in a game of but now we're gonna get into the fight with Sigilyph, which is fairly easy. I mean, Sigilyph's a pretty easy fight. I lied, actually. Now that I used my brain for 2 seconds, I can tell you that he's easy if you're not me and you're not stupid, but I'm stupid, so I'm probably gonna struggle here. It takes a lot of, like, thinking to know how to get past enemies. This first phase is basically like a harder version of the Haxorus fight, in which we need to climb up to this top of this tower and reach Sigilyph to even battle him. But it's a lot harder because you have a lot of enemies with a lot more range and also in kind of a more compact space. So it's annoying. Also, there's going to be 2 points where we're going to have Pokemon that we literally just need to kill. Like right here. And the strategy for this is just going to be to Iron Tail them, dash combo them while they're down. So yeah, that's going to just be this fight for a little while. There goes Seismitoad. Yeah, this is great, by the way. For some reason, sometimes the Pokemon that you're randomly dash combo instead of, like, actually running when you're mashing your run button, and there's no, like, rhyme or reason to it other than to just mess you up. But Pikachu not being kind to me. Like, there's no good reason to do a dash combo, like, in some of these situations, but I don't know. That's just the way of the video game. I missed the Iron Tail. I did it too early while he was still... Alright, there we go. Once you see these platforms go up is when you know the post. And that's the end of phase 1. So that was a pretty good phase. Why is the park so violent? Why not? And then we get into phase 2. So we do have the, what's it called? We do have the type advantage here, Pikachu being an electric type to Sigilyph's psychic flying type, actually. A pretty interesting type, but we don't really care about the psychic, we just care about the electricity against flying being a good matchup for us. So we're going to be getting some Thunderbolt in, because We can't really dash combo on the ground. That's hard to do. I mean, you could, but damage, you know. That's Sigalith. So yeah, that is, we are going to ring our last wish bell now, which unfortunately will not end the game. There is more, but it will bring us to the end of the game. We don't have too much to go now. We have like half an hour tops. Probably not even half an hour. Boing. Yeah, so ringing all 4 wish bells. We're gonna make these people stop flying because that's weird. Why are there flying rabbits? I mean, I accept the flying rabbits, Overlord. So the path to Wish Palace is now opening up. This is not gonna be a PB. I can tell you right now, this is not a PB. There were too many mistakes in this. But here, yeah, we're gonna have all of the wish segments connect to each other, and then we're gonna have Steam open on my PC for 0 discernible reason. And then we're gonna go down to Wish Palace, because that's where the end of the game is. Steam is a good program. Sigalith said the entrance to Wish Palace is opening. If it is, I wonder where it is. Snivy is the biggest idiot in the whole game. Yeah, so it's that glowing light right there in the Wish Park segment. So yeah, all of the Wish Park segments are now combined, and we can now walk from one to the other freely. I accidentally went the wrong way to the palace here because I fell down a place I didn't want to fall down, but it's fine because we can still get to the palace from there. Gothitelle, Gothorita, and Gothita are going to show up in a second to be like H and then not stop us. Yeah, here they are. So you finally come this far. The only waving thing, sadness, which is probably the creepiest thing you could ever tell a child. But we're gonna go in anyways. I'm a fan of the Epic Games Store. I think they're pretty cool. Alright. So, here we're going to get into battling the first showdown we're going to have here is with a kind of messed up Piplup. Piplup is here and wants to play with Pikachu in Wish Park forever, and we're gonna be like, no, dog. Piplup's gonna get angry and fight us. We're gonna use Snivy because we like to use grass moves on a water type. That sounds like a good thing, right? He's easy, see? Fee is pretty good. How are you supposed to say it? Piplup runs away
because Piplup has not caused enough problems in the story of this game. He hasn't done that yet.
Fia. Awesome, thanks. Darkrai's gonna show up and he's gonna be like, I'm the bad guy. In all actuality, Darkrai realizes that you're able because of the power of your friendship with your pals and how close you are to your pals. So what he's gonna do is he's going to use his little Orby powers to erase his pal's memory of you. Which is honestly just pretty messed up. And then we're gonna have to talk to all three of these characters who don't know me. And of course, Snivy's concerned about something on her face. Iron. Yeah, I'm gonna pronounce it like that. And then after we realize that our mind corundum fee and they find geology. That's funny. But we're going to be sent into a very lonely world. Oh my god. Pikachu's sleeping. No, Pikachu's not sleeping. No, Pikachu. Are you sleeping or you're not sleeping? Come on, go to bed. I want to go to bed. I'm gonna be our Pikachu. This is my offline banner, is this loading screen. Because it's so good. I love it. This is the cutscene. So basically now Pikachu's in a world entirely person. Repeat Pokemon, and there are no other Pokemon in the entirety of the place. He's completely alone and upset in a dying world. Real talk though, this cutscene's gonna have dramatic sad rain pretty soon. Once Pikachu starts walking more, it's gonna rain. And this is actually very beautiful. The rain is like fucking, oh my god, I said it again. Heck. Please ban me. The rain is actually, beautiful. Look at that. And then Piplup's gonna appear out of nowhere. The deal with Piplup is that he was actually brought to Pikachu's lonely by Reshiram and Zekrom, who you see flying around right there at the top of the screen. So yeah, they helped us because we do need to save the world still. That still needs to happen. I had a dream once where if you didn't have enough of a post-game story relevant item called the Vast White Quills, at this point in the game, you would get a bad ending where Pikachu and Piplup just hung out in the lonely world and just chilled together as they watched the end of the world happen and they died, and it was really sad. Fortunately, that's not the case, and no matter what happens, that ending is not a thing. But this game is nostalgic to me, so I dreamt it and it made me very sad. I mean, this isn't even a Wii U game is the thing. Get on but it's a Wii game. This was a Wii game. So, what's gonna happen here is we need to go find our old pals and bring them back to Wish Park, to actually like prove that we're strong. So here's Oshawott. So we're just gonna jog Oshawott's memory because his mind seems kind of foggy. Battle. This battle sucks because instead of moving to the even field that we at the beginning of the run when we fought Oshawott, like about 18 minutes in, instead we are on a very open bridge. So my first step is gonna try and be to get him away from the bridge so that I have a more even place to start dash comboing. But then for some reason I'm gonna dash combo in the middle of midair and mess up the fight. But yeah, so the Dark Vortex here is gonna be too big right now in order for Drifblim to safely fly around. And that's just kind of a plot device to get us to walk around more, because I guess, you know, empowering final moments. So I'm gonna have to go all the way back through this bridge to Cove Town. And actually, though, before we go to get the next two Pokemon, we do need to get them in this order. We do need to do Oshawott, Snivy, Tepig like we did originally throughout the story of the game. Oh my gosh, everybody's here. This is like Smash Ultimate Chat. Scott is actually still awake. Cloth is actually still awake. Corundum Core's still here. Corundum Core is restreaming.
I hope I'm awake.
No. You're not. I lied.
Speaking of restreaming, though, do we have time for a quick donation?
Yeah, I'll just say this now. I'm actually going to take a pit stop because we've done it twice, but we can still do it once more. I'm going to be well in Cove Town because when the cutscene ended where I was in the Lonely World, I suddenly wasn't in the Lonely World anymore. I'm going to get Oshawott's final dash combo upgrade to make him even more powerful for the final boss.
Oh, cool. Alright, so we have an $18 donation from White Waking. Very glad to find out there are amazing speedrunners in good old Western New York. Maybe I will come to an event sometime. Thank you all so much. Thank you, White Waking. And with that donation, we have actually met the Roll Up the King level incentive for We Love Katamari.
Nice! More Katamari is always good.
More Katamari is great.
More time with Garby is always good. Shout out to Garby for running that. Also, speaking of which, I really wish I was, like, with these people in the Rochester area. But I'm not.
You're with us in our hearts.
I want to go up and visit sometime. But, like, even if I were to visit my dad, who, like, he lives in Eastern, and it would still be, like, a 4-hour drive. Maybe someday, though. I would actually do that, Plow. Alright, so now we need to go to Verdant Court to get Snivy back up at the tree stump. And it's going to be interesting, because actually, you're going to see something that, based on what you've watched of the past 2.5 hours of this run, you might not expect something that's going to happen involving the Snivy chase. It doesn't involve the Snivy chase itself, but around the time period of the Snivy chase is when this is going to happen. And by that I mean right after. So keep your eyes peeled. Don't worry, White Waking. We appreciate you and your donation. Then the small period of time then we read it on stream. So now we need to chase Snivy because she's bored, which is kind of what she was when she first tagged along with us. She just wanted to go on an adventure. That is how Snivy Chase should go. I find the second Snivy Chase easier than the first one, probably because I think the speed upgrade exponentially helps Pikachu more than Snivy. Snivy's still faster though, so whatever. So yeah, now that we have Snivy back, I'm actually interesting. I'm gonna switch to Snivy here. I'm gonna jump over to jump on top of it, and then inch towards the edge of it. And then once I'm close to the edge of it, I'm gonna switch to Pikachu. This is because Pikachu has some really weird hitbox shenanigans compared to the other characters. And if I can switch between them, I can actually, okay, one more step. I can actually, clip out of bounds. And if the game notices that you fall out of bounds, which clipping out of bounds there, I can fall through the little platform I was standing on, I can go out of bounds. Once I reach the bottom of the map, the game will just warp me back to where I entered the screen. And that's just a little bit of a faster way to get back to the entrance of Verdant Court than walking around the normal way. There's multiple places in the game where you can do that, because that's not a thing with Pacific Ledge. It's just a thing with Pikachu's hitboxes compared to other characters, but that's the only point in the game where it's useful as of right now. We've theorized other skips that we could use using that clip, but none of them have worked out. And another fun fact, my PB in this game was actually done during a marathon, no cloud. So my PB actually loses 15 seconds due to not doing that warp. So if I was somehow less than 15 seconds behind my PB, which I can tell you now, I am not going to PB on this run. I could have been on a PB pace. I don't know. This is still a good run. Definitely not a PB pace run, but I don't hate this run at all. I mean, I hate this game, but I don't hate this run. You know? I don't actually hate this game. I say I hate this game a lot, and I kind of do, but I kind of don't. This is one of those weird games that, I would not run to people, yet I still enjoy doing it every now and then, because I guess I'm just weird like that. I'm so quirky. Wow. Alright, yeah, so now we need to talk to Tepig, because that's our last pal. Despite all the mentions of pal... Also, Tepig became a... in the time that he was afraid. But despite all the mentions of pals that I've been bringing up during this run, I am playing on the NC version. I don't know if there's any version differences. I just joke about PSC. I'm sorry. I messed up Tepig. I went for a strat that, doesn't work, actually. I don't even know why I tried that. Oh, boy. But now we have our last pal with us. Trust me, Scott, the top 2 runners of this game don't even know the other 3 of 5 runners of the game. There used to be more runs on the board, but we found out that 2 runs were actually using, USB loading, which you should know is banned for, a lot of Wii games. So... Is it harder to run longer games? It depends on the person. I mean, it depends on the game, because if it's a game with more margin, if you're running a longer Odyssey category, like Darker Side or All Unique Moons, it's definitely difficult because you have to keep up something pretty difficult for so long. But for games like this, it's not really hard. It's just more of an endurance thing. Really, the hardest thing about doing a long run is wanting to play the game for that long. Because usually if you can overcome the fact that, you probably won't get worn out before the run's about to end, you really shouldn't have any problems unless you're trying to take the run like really seriously and you're resetting and stuff. But now we have everybody back, so we can go back to Wish Park and end the game because we've proved the power of our friendship. It seems like a lot to remember. I'm going to be honest with you, even through this game where I'm just kind of going around doing things to progress the story, I have a notepad up on my computer to like help, that just tells me like actions that I need to do. And that's the thing you can do. You can make notes. Like Odyssey people have entire PowerPoints of the route that they follow. Like they made not animated, but they made picture guided, colored to help them. Oh my god, to help them remember everything in a run where you need to collect like 880 moons, which is a lot of dang moons. Anime PowerPoint. It's not an anime PowerPoint. I mean, unless you think Mario Odyssey is an anime, which I'm not gonna fight you on that. I'm gonna disagree, but I'm not gonna fight you, you know. Something like Shovel Knight is totally an anime. And I'm not saying that just to make Tolu mad, but I'm just saying it to make Tolu mad. It's close enough. Alright, yeah. You know what? Fine. I give up. You win this one. So coming up, we're re-entering Wish Palace, and we're about to get into the final boss fight against Darkrai. Darkrai can be tricky. Magic School Buses. Okay. Yeah. Sure. So Darkrai, the master of Wish Park, is impressed by our power of our friendship and is going to fight us for real this time. Of course, Oshawott, our strongest fighter, is going to be the main. But this fight is not easy. Darkrai is powerful, and we've never upgraded our HP or any other attack. So we really need to like hammer home these dash combos at every opportunity, which is not easy because Darkrai, being a strong Pokemon, is not. I say often, it still is, you know. One thing that's weird is that the arena actually traps you in this little circular part of the floor, unlike Piplup, where you were basically free to roam. So I do need to actually like be careful not to knock him out of a place where I can combo him, and that was a great phase. But now we're going to get into the second phase where he's going to size and become one of those bosses where he's basically just a sitting target off the side of the screen, and we can hit him whenever, but he's going to throw attacks at us. He can flinch us and make us knock back, so I do need to make sure I don't get like hit back during the fight, but there's only like one attack, and on the second set of attack he does. As long as I don't get hit by the initial attack, I should be good to literally just flail on him, like no mercy. So we need to beat up Darkrai now. Like this first attack or two, I might end up taking damage. I'm gonna try and steer myself a little bit to the side and then sidestep. No, it didn't work out, yeah. You have to be really quick on your movement. Yeah, but like this attack here, if he does not hit me like this, here we go. I can just wail on this now. And, alright, that's the fight against Darkrai. The game's not over yet. We have some stuff to do after this. But I'll let you know when time is, because it's a few minutes now. We just need to watch some more cutscene. Alright, so Darkrai's just gonna monologue. And we're going to... Okay, please. we're going to switch to Snivy one last time for that run speed. Alright, so what's going to happen here is the Dark Text is basically at the point where it's the entire world, and what's going to happen is we're not going to know what to do. We're going to panic and be afraid, because that's what you do when the world is ending. Reuniclus, the scientist, is going to show up with an invention that you can drag into the vortex in order to get rid of it. However, the chance of you getting out of the vortex alive after throwing it in is basically not going to happen. We'll see what ensues from there. Yeah, here's Reuniclus with Piplup. Piplup went to get Reuniclus to help us with the end of the world stuff. Yeah, they're gonna basically explain what I said. So this is the light Polaritron. Or the Polarition, I don't know. Alright, so the last thing we need to do before somebody the light ball into the vortex is ring the wish bells all at the same time. Which is the things that we use to unhypnotize Pokemon, were the wish bells. So we're gonna ring all of those, because those are what regulate time, is what we learned back when we first entered the Scientorium. They need in order to save the in order to keep time steady and keep the vortex from happening when it, like what it did. So time's gonna come up soon, because I just need to run over to the wish bell, and when I ring it is when time is. So get ready on that. Just one more cutscene with Oshawott, text boxes. And time.
That is a 2:46:51.
All right. Well, despite what the leaderboard says, that's not my PB. But how the heck did I 246 off of this? Yeah,
Okay.
no. During the no glitch marathon, I mentioned I still don't know where the VODs for that are, but I did get a 246:13 during that. But unless the VODs are somewhere and I just haven't managed to find them, that is the best time I have recorded. And I know you guys are actually responsible with VODs, so this is probably going to be uploaded onto speedrun.com as a PB. That still, again, wasn't very good. But, I mean, I'll take it.
Well, congratulations. It was a pretty entertaining run.
I'm glad it was entertaining, because I was very tired. And I got the hiccups twice.
I think we're all pretty tired, which is pretty good, because
Yeah.
it's the end of day 1 for our marathon. So, do you have anything else that you want to say before we throw it over to the BRB screen and throw it over to Scott to send us off?
I don't have too much to say, except thanks for letting me run. I did 3 runs during Summer Fundraiser, and it was a lot of fun. That marathon was a lot of fun. And I did pretty good during most of that marathon. So I was happy with it, and so far, I'm doing pretty alright on some of these. They were both times that I was, like, not expecting to get between both of these. I believe I might have just actually, well, deciding to try and look for it, might have found the video of my PB that I actually have had for the past 4 months. Because I am probably not the smartest person. Let's see if it's in here. Because I know the last marathon I did with this person didn't go so well in terms of VOD highlighting. But yeah, if I can have it, then I'd be able to show that this was not a PB. Even though, again, it was still a very good run.
Alright, well, while you're sorting that out, I think we're going to throw it over to Scott. So again, thank you so much for your runs today, and we will see you tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow, yeah, oh yeah, I did find. I'm gonna be running Momodora, Stepford, and Delta tomorrow.
All right. Well, we'll see you then.
So my turn to talk now?
It sure is.
Alright. Hello everyone, and as mentioned earlier, this concludes day 1